And now we know why the NFL paid the first round of the college football 12-team playoffs no attention to Roger Goodell and the 32 ownership groups of the NFL. Thank you for preserving America's passion. Roll Tide, roll Tide, roll. Alabama fans, roll Tide, roll. Welcome to the run-up to the Reliquist week. I guess that's what we'll do it. Every day until the bowl game against Michigan, we will cover every angle of this rematch. Sort of rematch. You know, there's no Saban, no Harbaugh, no Blake Corum, quarterback gone, but it's sort of a rematch. You know what I'm talking about. And welcome to Tight Sports and Alabama Football Megacast. We are the people's Crimson Tide broadcast on whichever virtual space you find us. Here on Tight Sports, we talk all things Alabama. I'm talking Alabama football. I'm talking Alabama basketball, Alabama softball, golf, and we may get in a little Alabama rowing. That's right. There's somebody out there in the water talking about Roll Tide. That's right. Keep it going, guys. And this is why the Crimson Tide is always making a run for a national championship. Always. And as we go along and talk Tide sports, we have to address the haters, the doubters, the small-minded people that want to stop the tide from rising. And all I can say to them is good luck stopping the most powerful force that collegiate sports have ever known. Tide fans, may God keep you all. Please tip a brother on the way in. Smack that subscribe button and link up with Tight Sports. Link up with your boy. We're on our way to 3,000 subscriptions. And with your help, Tight Sports will be heard by every Bama fan around the globe and hated by the others while they listen in their pea-stained draws. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Well, if you wasted your time Friday night or most of Saturday waiting for the big playoff to pop off, you may be a little disappointed. I mean, you was all worked up. You had your chips and your nachos and your queso. Oh, somebody did some wings. Hey, somebody even had some deer meat on the grill. Yeah. You never just watch something and just made your food taste bad. That's why I didn't waste too much time on Friday night. I didn't waste too much time on it. And for most of you guys that hated what you saw Friday and Saturday, I assume that you probably also hate the portal. And I was talking to my homeboy. We was talking about something, discussing how they messed up and aired this mess all weekend. And we were talking about fixing the portal. And out of the blue, he came out with this thought. And he said, if they can fix this, meaning the playoffs, it will slow down the portal. Let me say it again. If they can fix this, meaning the playoffs, it will slow down the portal. And I know y'all can't stand the portal. So before I get into the Alabama, travail, trials and tribulations in the portal, I'm going to do something about the portals, have a portal sounder. Every time I use the word portal, we're going to have something just pop up out of nowhere because it's what we're doing now. 12 teams is just not enough. And the bye weeks, they really blow. But play-ins do not. So here are my suggestions briefly on how to fix the playoffs. And anybody who want to see my white paper on this subject, just please cash at me at $type Sigma. Number one, all conference champions have to be in the playoffs. It's a parity issue. No more of this guy driving down a dirt road in the middle of Nebraska, and he don't work for Nebraska, telling somebody, son, if you come to our school, we're going to play for a conference championship. And like, what's your conference championship? You're going to play for the American Athletic Conference Championship. And that boy's, he got a drunk uncle, says, what? Who cares about that? What about the national championship? Well, if we get lucky, if we can be counted amongst the privileged, power 4, 3, whatever we got now, then we might get in. You improve parity by letting everybody in. That way that Toledo and Wake Forest, they in whatever. Now Wake Forest just sorry. My bad. Not Wake Forest. Fresno State, San Diego State, these people can go recruit somebody where it matters. And because it matters, you mean, coach, if I come to, I don't know, Texas A&M Kingsville, I don't know if that's D2, that's probably. If I come to Memphis and we win a national championship, we got an automatic in for the most part, son. That's what we're talking about. Well, sign me up, coach, and put my Porsche around back. You know how it go. You got to pay. You got to pay. You going to pay. Number two, we're going to have a 14 play-in. Yeah, we're going to have some stragglers at the bottom, and we're going to have 14 teams waiting. So that's a total of 18 teams. Got to get the money up, folks. I think by the time they run the numbers and crush some things, folks going to be like, man, CBS or whoever going to be like, man, yeah, that check looking a little short from whoever was advertised. I didn't watch enough of the game to find out who the commercials were being paid for by. I mean, I had to watch some of the demise of Dabo. I had to watch some of that. But outside of that, raise your hands. You thought SMU actually was going to go out there with that high school quarterback and win that game. That boy was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I was just doing this. I was just fast forward, just trying to get down. And once I got to the second quarter, I was out. I may even have my team. I got my beat downs mixed up probably. And Tennessee, my God, Tennessee. I'm going to just come back to y'all like home. I'm going to make about 35 shorts on what Tennessee did. But hey, my friends, they ain't like Nico the whole year. They said Nico can take him and his hair and go back across the Mississippi somewhere. They sick of Nico. Everybody love him, but they said $1.5 million or $1 million, they said it's too much. But anyway, and like I said, if you want to keep from getting sued, you're gonna have to get these people in here, committee. You got to get them in here. 18 teams should be invited to the Royal Rumble at the end of the year. Number 3, college presidents like steady checks. That's right. How much we gonna get for playing this barbaric sport? $3 million? Fine. We're here at the University of Troy, in Troy, Alabama. We accept your $3 million. Yeah, but that don't work for the wealthy folks. Who do I mean? Mark Larson, Bucks owner, Milwaukee Bucks of the NBA, co-founder of Avenue Capital, worth $12.6 billion, who recently said in an interview his company is bidding with several college basketball and football teams, trying to become partners, 49%. Some of that stuff belongs to the state. State ain't gonna give you total control, but if somebody come in and want to give you 10 years worth of revenue, you're gonna take it. For example, who's the money behind SMU? They just came out of nowhere, didn't they? We know SMU used to get down back in the day. Eric Dixon don't want to talk about it. Well, Craig James will. You got to check out the interviews of Craig James. It was wild at SMU, the Methodist University, back in the day. But who's behind SMU right now? Anybody ever heard of Gerald J. Ford? Anybody? Huh? Anybody know who that is? No, not the president. Now, you know, that's the president who played football at Michigan, and he's deceased now. But the financial services magnate he's been described. He's a supporter of SMU. This man has led some of the biggest financial turnarounds of banks in the country. So just so you know, SMU is going to be a problem for all y'all out there in Texas going forward. They ain't going nowhere because they're spending money like a bunch of drunk sellers. Okay, they ain't going nowhere. And who's behind Indiana University? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Let me check the chat real quick. Does anybody know who's behind Indiana? I'll wait. I got some chat right here. It's me says they screwed the playoff. Indiana, SMU, Tennessee. What a joke. It's me says they won't invite Tennessee back to playoffs again. I agree. They're savages. Anyway, well, not that kind of savage, but they're not savages. It's me says, gotta not have a championship game anymore. Need 1-2 SEC playoffs for the ones left out. Yeah, that's a way of looking at it, but I'm going for the big dollars. Anybody? Nobody's responded. The force behind Indiana University, who got smoked out, and just want you to know, they ain't going nowhere. It is a man you've been looking at for the last 15, 20 years. It is a man worth $6 billion. And you know what his name is? Mark Cuban. He is the money behind Indiana University. If you can believe that. Anybody know who Jimmy Haslam is? As we speak of Tennessee, he's worth $8.5 billion. He owns the Browns. And he's a Vols fan. Now, him being an owner of the stinking Browns and him getting involved with Tennessee works really good for my Crimson Tide. So carry on, guys. Real close. You know, Cleveland to Knoxville, that works. You keep all that stink right there between them. That works for my Steelers. That works for my Crimson Tide. Jimmy Haslam, bless you. Bless you, man. One more team, Arizona State. Now, who would give money to Arizona State to play football? Who gave Arizona State money to play football? Not basketball. Football. Ira Fulton. Who the funk is that? He is the founder of Fulton Homes. The bio, I don't know how many billion he worth for $1 million. He like Arizona State. And he builds 1,000 homes a year. You look at them prices, you add it up, and then you carry the 5 over. That's probably a $500 million worth of homes every year. He has to know who the yellow fella is, right? Auburn's biggest benefactor that we know of publicly. Because some of these people like to keep it on the DL. They just want to win. But wealthy people, unlike college presidents who like guaranteed checks, wealthy people like returns. I hope you like returns too. But you'll like returns a lot more if you put 20, 30 million into something. You ain't looking for nobody to give you no plaque. So these folks they're not coming in. They are here. It's a pride thing. That's why athletic director Greg Burns was telling people, hey, you better get out there and join Yale, Alabama. Get out there. It ain't, we ain't got no choice. The money's coming. We got some people around the capstone who like throw money around. Got some billionaires around, like the billionaire families that like throw money around there too, just in case you were wondering. Fourth thing, parity will take time, folks. So what you saw this weekend, it's probably going to get worse when they go to 14, then they go to 16, and hopefully they take my idea and go to 18. It's going to get worse. Parity will take time. Like you ever watched the NBA? Remember when it was the Lakers, Boston, then it was Chicago. What? Back to the Lakers. Houston jumped in there for a minute, but you're like, man, these are top 5 cities in the world. Oh, the Sixers can't leave Philadelphia out, but now it's kind of moving around. They were like, how did Denver win a championship? Parity. The zone defense and out of shape players, and nobody plays one-on-one and 3-point line, but they have some parity now. It's killing their league, but they have parity in the NBA. It would take time, but I got to say this caveat right here. All conference championships are welcome with one exception. If you have 4 or more losses, no matter what the conference, I'm talking the SEC, that's too many losses. That's probably going to put you below 70%, whether you got 11 or 12 games, I don't know. I wish they would go back to 11 games for everybody in the SEC. And you probably won your title by playing a team that lost their quarterback or something like that. So that just makes sense to me. And also, that whole Notre Dame thing don't make sense to me, but it is what it is. Check this chat. It's me going off. Not fair for Texas to play the championship game. Anyway, you gotta deal with it, baby. You gotta deal with it. And just while we on that subject of Texas should have beat Dabo at least by 10 more points. But see, he got a little bit of that Big 12 left in him, that Big 12 defense, and that whole thing they did with Arch. That slowed the game down. And then when Ewers got back in the game, Ewers was a little off. I think that whole thing of taking him out the game kind of irritates him. And now he's talking about coming back because I think that's going to irritate Arch. That's funny to me. But that they should have smoked them out by at least, I think they was up 2 touchdowns. It's like they could have had 10 points. They just left that Arch stuff alone. And they do have a tinge of Big 12 still left in that Texas team. Tennessee was a total embarrassment. I don't even want to talk about them no more. I just don't want to talk about them. Indiana, I was really rooting for Indiana. Notre Dame beat them like it's like they want to change. They'll just change Indiana to the Indiana Rudies. I mean, it was just really ridiculous. Like, no, Indiana worse than Rudies. They played like a bunch of Rudy Poos. Indiana Rudy Poos. Now Hoosiers, Rudy Poos. Just terrible. Just terrible. It was just terrible. Terrible. Penn State, whoever they beat, it was just terrible. 3 out of 4 is bad. I say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 3 out of 4 is bad, especially when you're talking about all that money. They probably had to give money back. They probably had to give money back for that doggone show, and they did. The yellow fella said, allegedly, according to It's Me, the yellow fella sells junk wood. Wow. Moving on. Now to the portal in Alabama. Currently, there are 15 former Tide players that are in the portal. They gone, folks. Let me bring up this slide real quick. They are gone. And the ones that's most impactful, just going down the list, Justice Haynes, I hadn't heard anything, but maybe they're working something out with Justice because we haven't seen a team pick him up yet. Hopefully that'll happen. When I look at this list, 7 of the players have been added because they have the most buzz. They were the highest rated. A lot of the players that left, they wasn't rated that high by the recruiting services. But I'll tell you, Justice is a big loss, although we do have Jam Miller coming back. And like I said, they may work something out with Justice. I don't know. Maybe he won't go anywhere because this is odd that he hasn't taken off. Caleb Oden, this is Slick's fault. Slick had him throwing to Jeremy, had him throwing to Ryan. Just wasn't enough balls going around. K-Law, same deal. Jaheim Otis really hurts the depth when it comes to the defensive line. But we will wish them all well. He's going to see with Coach Prime. Yeah. Jaleel Hurley. I don't think he got much run. He didn't get much run at Alabama. Hunter Osborne, He's still in the portal. Kobe Prentice, Slick. I mean, Slick Sheridan emptied out our wide receiver room, and people are really surprised that he didn't empty out the running back room. We holding on to some running backs, but he emptied out this because whether it was Jalen and Slick, it's just an issue. But Jalen did throw the ball to two people and to tight ends. And let's see, Keanu caught. It doesn't show it here, but he signed with Ole Miss. And we're gonna wish them all well. 7 of these players, they just weren't rated that high when it came to the recruiting services. But I just listed the ones that made the biggest impact. Now, when you look at who we're bringing in, you got the first person here is Kelby Collins. Everybody was kind of like, oh, we got Kelby Collins coming in from Florida. But I looked at his stats. He must have been hurt all last year. He made a big splash in his freshman year. Was 23 tackles, but as a freshman, that's pretty good. I mean, he got in the game. But last year, or this year, we're still in it. I think this all started because of a previous relationship. I think Womack knew him through some camps and some other stuff. Not exactly where he's from, but we're glad to have him. Isaiah Horton, I guess with Cam Ward gone, he might as well just go ahead and leave that trash dump because Miami about to go straight back into the hole they was in before Cam Ward got there. They don't have a chance in winning the ACC, at least for the next 2 years, because Cam carried them. But Isaiah Horton down at Miami, he had a pretty productive year. I'm not sure. They say he's going to be he's a sophomore, but he was pretty productive down there. How is he a sophomore and he got all these stats? I don't know what I'm looking at here, but maybe I screwed that up. But he did do some catches, but he wasn't the primary target. But most of these still come from like a previous relationship that our coaches had with them before he got here. Now, Coach Prime produces the next recruit, plenty of production. He's a redshirt senior with, I think, 2 years left. And this guy was really getting after it. I mean, he has for his career, he has 100 and I can't read that. 100, I think it's 181 tackles, 4 sacks. So he's productive, and our linebacker group is hurt basically from just being too talented. I mean, with the injuries, the possibility of people going pro, we're looking at losing 3 people easy. And another previous relationship came with the young man Cameron Calhoun. Coming in from Utah. I mean, like, why we got a DB come from Utah? Because Kalen DeBoer was out in Washington, so he knew this guy beforehand. And coming in from Texas A&M is Cam Dewberry. Now, we got a tackle from Texas A&M before. He didn't work out too well. Matter of fact, he got here last year. He's leaving this year. Never got a chance to play, but Cam Dewberry, he's kind of he got a lot of playing time out there at Texas A&M. He would be the 7th player. I have 5 listed here. The other 2 players, like a Cal long snapper, and it's a punter from the Colorado School of Mines. If you've never looked into engineering program in your life for your child, loved one, or friend, look into the Colorado School of Mines. It sounds like weird, but it is pretty special. Anyway, Dewberry started like a bunch of games, been playing the whole time. He's nasty. He can get in there, and with us losing Tyler Booker, I think he'll fit in well and add to our depth on the offensive line. They say he had a decreasing role significantly, but he did play in 11 games this year and 261 snaps. You never know if they just got another tackle coming in. It was paying. You don't know how nobody's getting paid, but he played left guard, and that's where Tyler was. So he's probably coming in to fill that spot right there. Going back to the chat for a minute. Collins rode the bench. That's what I was saying. It's like he rode the bench the whole senior year, or whole sophomore year. But they still had those relationships. He was talented, and to be honest, a lot of people need to leave Florida. I mean, if it wasn't for Lagway, they wouldn't have won anything. It just changed the team around, but it didn't change every position around. Let's see. Huggy Beard, what's going on? Yo, what's happening, Tight? How you them sneakers looking, bro, partner? He's saying something about the Auburn football program that refused to repeat here on Tight Sports and Alabama football megacast. So let's see, where are we now? So with that, I wanted to go back and look at the portal, the 2024 editions. And you better know in time, people like myself and Bubba over and Bubba and the Old Man, check him out. He's an Auburn podcast, but he likes to play with these numbers. But in the future, there's going to be a battalion of actuaries that will be crunching numbers to see if this NIL money is worth it. So, you know, I want to look at this and see like who should get what, who should have got what, and was it worth it? So let me get this study started right here on Tight Sports, and so the all and other Tideless fans watching can keep up. I'll keep the math real simple. In 2024, Alabama landed 14 players that had a collective NIL value of $4.8 million. So let's just say intrinsically, everybody had a value of $350,000. That's all we got because we don't know who exactly got what. There were 5 4-stars and 9 3-stars after losing 31 players after the GOAT retired. After the GOAT retired. Whoa. And by the way, Rivals ranked those players, ranked 9 of those players out of the 31 we lost. They ranked them like out of the top 500. They were way down there. Meaning they didn't get much playing time while at Alabama. And, you know, just to take a look at it, because some people think I'd be lying. Like Ian, now I know Ian Jackson, I saw him on the field, and I remember Christian Story, the fourth one down, he may have gotten hurt. And we don't know what may have happened to these people at any particular time, but they've moved on. I wish them well. I know they're great players. They wouldn't have been there with Nick Saban if they were not. And we all, as they do, have to do what's best for our families. As for the players that were recruited to Alabama in 2024 with the estimated intrinsic value of $350,000, who was worth it? Who earned it? Who is earning it? And where did losses occur? You know? So let's move over to this next one. Starting from the bottom. You may not be able to see that. Move this message from Huggy. Graham Nicholson. Graham Nicholson earned his room and board tuition with no books. I mean, I'm just, oh my God, he came from Miami, Ohio. When I saw his name come up, I saw the trophy on one side. He won. He was the best kicker in the country in Miami, Ohio. They play in front of like 26,000 people every week. I was like, can this man kick in front of 90,000? Sometimes. Then I said, is he gonna be able to kick in what's it, Neyland Stadium up there in Tennessee, or down there in the Death Valley at LSU? Because the school's so small. Anyway, not exactly 350,000, but I think we serve to make him prepared for the NFL, if they will have it. Next on that list, Niquil Bertrand. That's the guy I said we brought in from Texas A&M. Was positive, blah, 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 blah. He got hurt down there. Can't help it. No, 300. That's a loss. 350 out the window. Peace. Whatever they gave him in real money, I mean, he's leaving. He's in the transfer portal right now. I don't even know if I guess he practiced, but I never saw him rotating in. Not even against Western Kentucky now. Gino Vandermark, starting center. I think, yeah. No, not Gino. He was a backup center, so he did rotate in his he rotated in. I saw him play a couple times. I think he also played some guard. And I pulled some stuff up on Cam Howard. Cam Howard's from the University of Charlotte, and I really wish he had just kind of. I expected him to take over when he got to the position, but Cam, he got 2 tackles and 2 assists on tackles, and he got 1 of each against South Florida and Western Kentucky. I may not be able to pull that off. I'm a man of a certain age. I'm pretty sure they could have got my son for a bologna sandwich and a yoo-hoo, and he would have made at least half of that. I'm pretty sure. Either one of my sons. Just running into somebody when nobody to run into. Deshaun Jones, Wake Forest. I thought he was going to come down here and ball out of control, and he did not. He played in all the games, but he had like 10 solo tackles, 10 assists, 2 tackles for loss. So he rotated in and out. He's in the rotation, but hopefully things will get better going forward for him. Josh Chivas. Anybody know how to pronounce that correctly? Oh, yeah. He was a 3rd tight end, and he did his job. We did a lot of blocking there. 15 receptions, 213 yards for 1 TD. So for him to be a sophomore, when he got here, I think he's earned his money. He's in progress. Austin Mack, he was a backup. You got to have backups to have a future. And who knows, he may compete. He got in, he can spin it. He threw a real nice pass on a dime to one of the receivers. I think it was K. Law or somebody. So he came over from Washington. Next up, Jerry Bernard. Yeah. Yes. See, that's where you lost money with Bertrand, or Bertrand, however he pronounces it. $350,000 is a discount when it came to what Jeremy put in for the team. I mean, he did the thing. He played hard all year. He ran the most types of routes, whereas Ryan, young, he was going long, going short. This thing doing in and around. I saw Jeremy do in and rounds. I saw him catching in the middle. I saw him doing crosses. I saw him blocking and pick play, coming off picks and stuff, going deep. He didn't go deep that much, but he did well. Yeah, some of his crossing patterns, he ended up pretty deep. So yeah, I think that's where you get your money back there. At $350, that was a bargain. Let's see who we got next here. So we got Austin Mack, Jeremy. King Mack. Yeah, King Mack. Still a work in progress. Needs some improvement. But like I said, it's plenty of opportunity back there now for all these DBs I'm talking about. For Jones, for Cam Howard, and for King Mack. Came over from Penn State. God, I wonder is he regretting that right now since Penn State is in there. I don't know. You got to take care of mom first, dog. Woo! Anyway, he had 6 solo tackles and 6 assists. I remember him being in the game in the rotation early, but I think he kind of dissipated. But I know they rotated a lot of people in, just didn't see him a lot. Next on that list, Parker. I had said the other guy from Michigan State was our starting center. No, Parker was the starting center. So $350, that's easy. LT Overton wreaked havoc until he got hurt. He was figuring it out early, but man, starting Wisconsin, he had a flash, and then he just wreaked havoc. If he wasn't hurt, he was giving it. He did coming from Texas A&M, he did exactly what was expected of him. He picked up a little weight, good weight, I guess they call it in football term, not this stuff I got. And he did the thing. So definitely got him. Keon Saab, yes. Yes. They owe that man another 2 more checks for $350,000. He broke that bone in his foot. He still balled out. I think he caught an interception on it. Then they set him down. Said, go sit down somewhere, kid. He's like, nah, I want a ball, y'all. And he has a national championship ring as he came over from Michigan. Just keep that in mind. So he did a wonderful job, Keon. I mean, Keon got 24 tackles, 15 tackle assists, 2 interceptions, and 4 passes defense. 4 passes at safety. He was doing the thing. Damani Jackson. Damani, I don't know much about Damani. No! Man, I'm surprised Damani ain't first team all SEC. I didn't check. He might be, but dude did a great job. 26 solo tackles, 22 assists, 2 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass defense. I don't think you want to throw over there next year. I don't care what your name is, Nico, Jackson, Dart, whoever I don't do the other side. There's gonna be some hungry people on the other side now, because all these people gotta get some tick on that side. You want to stay away from this side unless you really sure yourself. I don't want you to get your feelings hurt. And Caden Proctor, I had somebody recently tell me Caden Proctor was horrible. Now, in his first year as a true freshman, when he became a starter, I mean, it's SEC. But it was something they saw in that man. That man was, he gave up like 12 sacks. He gave up the 12th most pressures. I'm talking all of college football. And Alabama last year as a unit finished 129th of 134 FBS teams by allowing 49 sacks last season. Nick Saban was the coach during the season I'm talking about, just in case you're unclear. Averaging 3.5 sacks a game. Now, a lot of that was Jalen. That was it. But hey, Nick Saban was there. Now, he showed progress. He was having problems in Tuscaloosa. He did enter the portal, went to Iowa, went to practice, smelled something in the room, and he left. Came back to Alabama. Now, the man has just made tremendous improvements. I think his lowest game, he graded out at like 85% versus, I think, Vanderbilt. And the next lowest was like 88%. He's doing his job. He's a sophomore. If they can keep him there, like I said, because the portal opens again in the spring, if, and I do mean if, because if is a fifth, I'm going to need a fifth if some of more of these players keep leaving. So I think he got what he needed. He got everything he needed to be successful. And next year, I don't think we're going to have these huge problems. You know, whoever the quarterback is, it'll all be the quarterback's fault, because if it ain't Jalen, and I hope he goes to Oregon and improves so he can have his long NFL career, or he gets some special consultants to work on his passing game. Either way, whoever the quarterback is for us next year, I don't think they got to worry about that blind side if they're right-handers. Caden's over there. So I don't know what the problem people have with Caden. I think Caden was so bad last year to be on Saban's team, to be so young, people can't forget about it. But I think he did an excellent job. And $350,000, yes. Add 50% to that. Man did his job. All right, let's go back in this chat. Where are we? It's me. How hot is freezing? See, it ain't gonna get hot until they figure out how he wasted all their money. You know, yeah. We gonna get out there with them and, give them some competition and pick up some players. But what I like about, I'll get to that in a second. Harper Lee comes in with a yo. We don't say yo here on this station for certain reasons. There's A Hires coming in with Roll Tide. How are you, A Hires? Is that male or female? Anyway, Roll Tide to you. Let's see. It's me. In your professional opinion, I'm a professional now. Will AU clear this program? If so, how long and how much dollars? Will AU clear the program? Now, see, the thing is, they got a coach who said he didn't even want to talk to Cam Ward. I don't know if Cam Ward visiting, but for some reason, they threw a bunch of money at Peyton Thorne, not Cam Ward. And I wonder if they would have got Cam Ward, it's like that dog chasing the tire. If you got Cam Ward, what are you going to do with it? If the dog catch the car, what are you going to do with it? Let me close this. What are you going to do with it? I think next year is going to me, make or break them, because, you're moving players around. You got a better see, it's real funny. I've watched people fire coordinators, like 6 coordinators, and keep their job longer than they should. And then sometimes you can do it and you can go on a little bit of 2 or 3 year run and make it even longer because you finally get the right mix. But I think what they're doing over there is just going to blame on the players, because you go from I don't have the right players to our players are young And if you keep bringing in young players, paying them money now, the older players you gotta go because mama still go to work, or mama only got one franchise. She need 3. You gotta take care of mama. And daddy he driving a 2022. Daddy needs that 2025. Whatever the case may be, it's always something got to happen. But they're like, why don't Kalen DeBoer go out and get some more players in the portal real quick? I don't know. Maybe he wanted to get his own players and develop them all up. Maybe he still believes in that, or a little bit of that, or he's waiting. Well, he could be getting ready for a bowl game, or he could be waiting for some other people to come out the playoffs. I don't know. They've signed five people, well, really 7, but 5 of note. And we do have needs in the wide receiver room. Linebacker room could use another body or 2. And based on what was just said about Collins, maybe 3. So they have the money at Auburn to make something happen. But you won't be able to tell. You got to give a person 3 to 4 years. If Harsin, I think he didn't, he just hurt their recruiting really bad. He really did. To be truthfully honest, he hurt their recruiting because he believed he can coach anybody up. And once I coach them up and they win, then we have to worry about recruiting. That's a way of looking at it. I don't know. Maybe that's how he did it out where Boise, wherever he was from, but they didn't get that man a very long time. But if they gave him a year and a half, I can't see them giving this man another year to go 5 and 7. I don't think he keeps his job if he don't win 9. That's just me. I hope they fire him when they 0-4 at the beginning of the season. What is the next guy? He said, all right. Huggy Beard said, all right, big dog, catch you on the flip. Water cooler about to go live. Yeah, I'm going to jump over there. Yeah, check them out. They're doing their portal thing over there. Yeah, AU being AU. But so far as Alabama's concerned, misses will occur. You have to say the collective eye test last year was pretty good. Given, a year, I pray we see more of the same. We had a lot more hits than misses as I went through that list. So, and that's the boy coming in, losing 31 players and maintaining some players. And he was, just using a quick eye test, bringing in people who have been productive. So I hope we see more of the same. Hopefully this is not a run Zook situation where, he got a great talent for eye, but he gets headaches and cataracts when it comes to doing the X's and O's. However, I do understand, from what I understand, Urban Meyer is still available. Well, that's all I have for this week. Join us here every Monday at 7:30 for Around the Herd. Please poke that like button right in the eye before you go. And I'm just saying, remember, I hook up with DC. I need more of y'all to show up. You're not showing up. We're going live now. It's normally Wednesdays and Fridays. We go live. Wednesday at 6 and sometime Friday afternoon, we're going live. But tomorrow, because it's Christmas, we're going live at 6 o'clock for Iron Bowl debates. It is tomorrow. Yes, Christmas Eve, we're going to do it. Because on Christmas, your boy is off. But I am going to do that live for the ReliQuest Bowl. Got to break down Michigan, see how we're going to dominate them. Or how we could be dominated. But like I said, I will be here every day live until the bowl game, talking about those rascals from Michigan. So be sure to click on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. With that, we'll see you the next time around here on Around the Herd, and tell your Tide friends about Tight Sports here on YouTube, Blue Sky, and Facebook. And you can catch me at Tight Sports Talk on X. I'll throw some stuff over there every blue in a while. So go over and support. Also, support friends of the show, Sharpshooters Podcast, because they rolling with the Tide. Roll Tide to your sharpshooters. And so you can release some stress like I'm about to do right now. You can go over and heckle the heck out of those guys at Auburn. You start off with water cooler Talk podcast tonight, or you can go over and check out DC over at Auburn_addicts. And then you got Bubba and the old man, who spend their time waiting on Cam Newton's son to take over the Auburn offense. Pitiful, I know. But check them out. There's hysterical laughter over there. You know. I wish I could think of, I know of something else I probably left out of here today, but we're going to keep it moving. But before I go, always remember, roll, tide, roll.